everyone, welcome to Outdoor School of Thought. I'm here in Half Moon Bay. Happy holidays, everyone. I'm here with my cousin, Jino. We're here today to get to the mussel beds. A lot of the mussel beds will be exposed and we're gonna make our way over there and catch some mussels. So the limit, daily limit for mussels is 10 pounds, and you need to make sure that you have a scale on you handy, and you also need a fishing license. So I'm also going to meet up with one of my close friends, Artnelson Concordia, and his family. If you know Artnelson, typically does the pop-ups over at 7 Mile Roadhouse, where he does the Filipino. I told him that this would be a good opportunity for him to capture some mussels for use in his Filipino chapino. So I'm meeting up with him right now. Stay tuned. As you can see, Half Moon Bay is a completely different landscape during the lowest tide. The landscape that you're seeing here would be completely submerged under normal conditions. Coming to the tide pools during the lowest tide of the month is a great opportunity to see all different kinds of species that would be normally submerged underwater. During this trip with Artnelson and his family, he talked about how it reminded him of times he would spend with his grandfather fishing. And it also made me think about, well, growing up in Oakland, I never really was exposed to fishing or tide pooling, which is probably why I'm really into it as an adult. And even as a teacher, I've found that my students are actually interested in this channel because they want to be exposed to a lot of these things. And so I just want to take this time to encourage people to bring out their families and learn more about nature. Once you're at the mussel beds, there's a few things that you need to keep in mind. First of all, you can only use your hands when you're collecting mussels. The usage of tools like crowbars or screwdrivers are prohibited. So it helps to wear gloves to get a good grip on the mussels and to also protect your hands. Yeah. People generally wear gloves.
Yeah, because he's playing in the water, but that's alright.
Sea urchins are pretty easy to handle. A lot of times people get pricked by them because they apply downward force from the top of the needle. So what you want to do is you actually want to move them sideways so that you can break them open. Also, once you're able to pop the teeth into the cavity, it's pretty easy to break apart the outer part of the urchin to get to the uni inside.
Is that, are you bleeding or is that the uni?
It's the uni.
I know. Blood packed.
You want to make sure that when you're breaking apart a sea urchin that you don't get the liquid onto your clothing because it will stain your clothes, as evidenced by my sleeve in this video. So that's all kelp, that's not my blood. So what I'll do is I'll shake the guts out.
Ew. Daddy, why is no bubbles?
This is a really good eel.
Daddy, why is no bubbles?
Let's eat this. Okay, stay.
Come
on, let's go, Jay.
I'm not eating that. I want it. I want it.
Oh, it's rich, delicious.
Oh,
Kind of like
Could we?
oyster, but
Oh, yeah,
richer.
here.
Daddy, could we share
That's
one
delicious.
with you?
Right? Those salines, the sea salt is already
I
there.
said I like it.
yeah, eat it. Just put it in your mouth. No, here.
Oh, no, not you.
Hey!
You, I don't like
Oh,
it actually.
I don't really normally like this.
Yeah. Mark, my man.
It's good.
Thank you, brother.
Yo.
Yeah.
That was an experience right
Yeah.
Still got 5. So here's today's haul. You can see there's still needs to be a lot of cleaning done to them, so I'm going to give them a good scrub down, and I'm also going to de-beard them. Now, this is what they call the beard right here. The beard portion of the mussel is what they use to attach to the rocks, and you don't want to eat this, it's really tough. So I'm going to scrub all these mussels down and also de-beard them, and we're going to cook a really nice soup with them. So here we go. So when you're cleaning your mussels, you want to make sure that you've removed the whole beard, and you'll know that once you've removed this white portion, this comes off as one whole piece. When removing the beard, you want to hold the hinge side of it facing you, and you want to pull downward towards the mouth side. There we go. So see, once you have when you have the whole beard and you have this white part showing, that means you've taken the whole beard off. You just pretty much gotta rinse it down. Give it a scrub. Remove whatever rest of the beard is there. Check out all these mussels we got. Look at these mussels. One of my Instagram followers by the name of Jay Blind Archer gave me a really good tip. He said instead of using a knife, you should use the shells of other mussels to scrape off the barnacles. Thanks for the tip. Sinigang is one of my favorite Filipino dishes. It's actually a sour soup with tamarind broth as its base. My family's usual choice of protein to go along with it is usually pork belly, but we also use different kinds of fish as well. So to create the base, start off with a pot of boiling water and add quartered onions and also tomatoes to the boiling water. Once the tomatoes and onions have gotten nice and soft, you can add the tamarind soup base packets, which you can get at any Asian store. This will give it its really nice tart flavor, and we use 2 packets to make it extra sour. After boiling for about 20 minutes, it's a good idea to check on your mussels. If they haven't opened by this time, it means that it died prior to you cooking it, so it would be in your best interest to remove them. When cooking sinigang, you want to make sure that you add your greens last. So the green beans and the kangkong, which is water spinach, should be added last because they cook really fast. So this is my first time making sinigang using wild mussels, and so here's some tips that I'd like to share with everybody. Mussels are bivalves and therefore they are filter feeders, so there is a chance that there might be sand stuck in some of these mussels. In order to purge them of sand, it's good practice to take seawater from where you've collected the mussels and then submerge them in that seawater overnight. Submerging them in fresh water overnight will kill them. So I hope you found value in the information that I've shared in this video, and I hope it inspires you to go on your own fishing and foraging adventures. You can follow us on Instagram at Outdoor School of Thought. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more episodes.